Come into the parlor, dearies. It's terror time tea with evil bed chick. Harm with your knees to make your cup run over. Come on into the parlor, dearies. It's terror time tea with evil bed chick. Harm with your knees to make your cup run over.
Hey, guys and gals. Hey, Kathy. Um, Sorry for the delay. I probably would have been on at the correct time. However, my boss asked me something at the last minute. You know, when your boss says, "Hey, can you check on this?" You can't really say, "No, I'm going to go do a stream." So, I had to take care of that. I may have to push this to 12 on Fridays. I'll just see how things go. Unfortunately, I only have tea today. Did not quite have time to get a recipe for some kind of finger food to go with this, but hopefully next week when I do Terror Time tea, I'll be able to prepare for it. So, got spearmint tea today. Next time I go to Costco, I'm going to get some different kinds of tea because they have this set for like $10 that has these tins of different kinds of tea. There's Earl Grey and other types. And, I'm kind of wanting to expand my horizons a little bit as far as teas. Um, so, before we get started, I just want to invite everybody to hop on over to the channel again at 1 p.m. Eastern Time today. We're debuting a new segment on the channel called Friday Foolish with me and Candace. And we really have no theme today. It's mainly going to be getting you guys and gals introduced to me and Candace if you weren't already, and we can take some questions if you want to ask us about movies or books or music. um, then we'll try to be as best prepared as we can to answer those questions. um, Also, this weekend we got a couple of watch alongs coming up and a movie munchies. Still haven't decided what the movie munchies is going to be, but that will be Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. The watch alongs for Saturday will be Blood Diner starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'd love to get a whole crew of people to be in here live on the stream with me for that. Blood Diner is a fun little film. And hopefully I can get Uncle Bill. Maybe I can get CK. But I'd really like to see if we can fit as many people as we can get on the stream in here for that watch along. As what I like to do with a lot of watch alongs, but sometimes people are camera shy. They don't want to, come on camera. And I understand that. And if you want to come on but be audio only and have your camera turned off or whatever, or even if you don't have a webcam, you can still come on and participate audio only. I will, allow that. um, I don't make any mandatory rulings that you got to be on camera to be live on the stream. Okay. So Sunday's watch along will be Multiplicity. That one's also starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, starring Michael Keaton and Andy McDowell. A fun little movie. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Candace is planning on joining me. Hopefully, maybe we can get Chris on here as well. And again, whoever else wants to join us for that, whether you're live on the stream or in the chat, everybody's welcome. And so that's all as far as announcements and things like that. So let's get to these Terror Time tea movies that I wanted to talk about. First of all, we're not going to talk about both of these on here. We're going to talk about Ghost House. And both of these movies I'm going to talk about. Hold on just a second. Okay. Sorry, guys and gals. I'm answering a message. Okay. So let me let me make sure I read all of that. Okay. All right. So back to the matter at hand here. Both of the movies. Hey, dear husband. I hope that's my dear husband because it says Steve Benningfield. But both of the movies I'm going to talk about today are little talked about films. I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about these two films. Ghost House. I find this a fun little film. Since my husband is in here, I'm not sure 100% how Steve feels about Ghost House. I think I like it better than he does, but it could be wrong. This one, gosh, I'm trying to think. Steve Hun, help me out here. Who is the actual director of Ghost House? It's somebody we know, but the director is listed under a pseudonym name of Humphrey Hubert or Hubert Humphrey, something like that. But that is not the real name of the director. In fact, let's look this up and see if we can figure it out, because I know it's one of those well-known Italian directors, and I'm just drawing a complete blank. Didn't do my research, did I? Umberto Lenzi. Umberto Lenzi is the actual director of this, but his name, I don't believe, even on this Blu-ray, is listed as the director. Now, I'm not sure why they chose to do that or why he chose to do that, but you know. Um, but so basically, you start out, and I mean, this movie starts out with a bang. It just, right out of the gate, you've got some gory set pieces. Hey, Batman. Um, so unfortunately, prior to this being put out on Blu-ray, you had to watch it on these muddy, very dark VHS copies. And I don't even know if it was out on DVD on a legitimate release prior to Scream Factory putting this out as a double feature with Witchery on Blu-ray. So you really couldn't see the great special effects in this movie very well. And there's some great special effects at the beginning. We're talking old school special effects. This is hey, movie in a flannel shirt. This is in the days before they had CG and all that business. So it was the kind of special effects that I grew up with, and I think a lot of us grew up with that are in here. So we have this creepy little girl and her creepy little clown doll. It's the creep. We want to talk about creepy clowns and creepy dolls. Um, yeah, this one kind of takes the cake. This was prior to that creepy clown doll that attacks the kid on Poltergeist and all that. So, or I believe it was. I'm pretty sure this was like real early 80s. But we find out that this little girl was given this doll by her father, who was a mortician, I believe. And he basically stole it from a dead child. And I, I'm not sure if the doll was evil before that or because he stole it and gave it to his little girl, Henrietta, if it became evil after that as a sort of revenge scenario. So I also don't know, and the movie does not explain, was Henrietta evil before she got the doll, or did she get possessed somehow after she gets the doll? But all in all, it doesn't really matter all that much, because what I'm waiting for is these cool special effects that for years and years and years I could not see very clearly unless you looked at the cool stuff that they showed on the back of the VHS box. And that was clear and bright, and you could see it all. So it made you want to rent this movie or buy this movie or whatever. And so you have creepy Henrietta and the creepy clown doll, and you see the father walking into the house, and you hear a cat squeal like it's in pain. And he goes down the basement. He finds out that Henrietta has killed the cat, and he says, "Why would you do this to one of God's creatures?" And you know, he doesn't say anything really bad, but he just doesn't understand his own child. And the anytime that clown doll smiles, and it's got these razor sharp teeth, very very creepy. Anytime the clown doll smiles, some bad shit is about to happen, right? So the father gets killed, the mother gets killed in very gruesome ways, and a light bulb explodes and blood comes out of it, kind of like a Evil Dead type scenario. And then we are left to assume that the child dies as well. Okay. So then we go to a couple. I don't recall if they're married or not, but the man is the young man. They look like maybe college age students or a little bit older. Um, he is like a ham radio operator, and he gets this signal that comes through one night where somebody says, "Who are you? What do you want?" And then screams this very eerie sounding scream. And so he and his girlfriend or his wife or whatever are able to trace the signal to a house, and we find out that's the house where Henrietta lived with her family. And the people there have another ham radio. And so it was almost like a prophetic thing, because all this stuff that, like the guy saying what he says and the scream and all that, comes to fruition. So we have a bunch of other gory kills in the movie as well. And I find this movie quite interesting and fun. And it's not a one and done movie with me. You know, there are some movies that are pretty much one and done. I see it and I have no interest really in going back and watching it again. But Ghost House is one I continually like to revisit, just because of the sheer entertainment value of it. And, I'm proud to call myself a gore hound, not a torture gore fan, but just a gore hound in general. Like the fake gore you throw at me, yeah, uh, you know, uh, kill as many people as you want to in a fake manner. Don't really, snuff people out or anything like that. But if you kill them using special effects and it's really cool and stuff, it's like makes you ooh ah, that kind of stuff I enjoy. The creepy clown doll I enjoy. The creepy little girl Henrietta I enjoy. Um, and by the way, I know this is artwork meant to catch your eye and stuff, But the little girl is a blonde haired girl, but she doesn't have a dress like that. She has a long white dress on. But, whatever they want to put on there. But the house looks pretty much like the house in the promotional stuff, the cover art. But movie in a flannel shirt, you say, Dana, have you done a video before showing your collection of? Not my whole collection, movie. I have, showed parts of my collection, parts of my movie collection, parts of my other horror collectibles stuff, part of my vinyl collection and stuff like that. But never have I showed it all off at one time. No, I have not done that. But if that would be something that you'd be interested in seeing, I could maybe do some kind of room tour or something like that in the future, if that is something that you and others would like to see. So let's see what I'm going to give as far as a rating. And I know it seems like to people that I throw around these fives quite loosely. But if I find a movie as entertaining as Ghost House is, then I'm going to give it a 5. I know some people reserve 5s for classics and things like that. And it's not a classic, but it's entertaining enough for me to give it a 5 deadites out of 5. And you may be able to find this movie on YouTube or Tubi. Tubi is like, it has fast become a resource for watching a lot of these old horror films. So, that's Ghost House. And I'm sorry if I seem a little off my game today. I didn't really sleep too good last night. And I had a little Starbucks, and something weird about Starbucks. I have to get my Starbucks from DoorDash because I don't drive and I'm here by myself through the day. Steve's not here with me. He's at work at the office. And so if I want to get Starbucks, I have to get, DoorDash. And usually when I get on Starbucks from DoorDash, there are Frappuccinos. Oddly enough, there were no Frappuccinos today. I don't know if the Frappuccino machine was down, if Starbucks has stopped selling Frappuccinos. Lord, I hope not, because I love those things. Because I usually get like a mocha double chocolatey chip uh, uh, Frappuccino. And they were gone. I was like, did I skip past them or what? All they had was like hot teas and cold teas and hot coffee and cold coffee. No Frappuccinos. So I had to get an espresso. And I got it with the blonde espresso roast and stuff like that. No chocolate in it. It had a sweet taste. But it wasn't my favorite. But, when life hands you lemons, you got to make lemonade, right? So if anybody knows about Starbucks, maybe it was just our local Starbucks that couldn't make Frappuccinos today. But if somebody knows that this is, countrywide or worldwide or whatever, that they're not doing Frappuccinos anymore, somebody please tell me. I'll be disappointed, but, at least I will know. Okay. So the second movie I want to talk about is Happy Hell Night. And I didn't want to show that that cover art because there appears to be a little bit of nudity on there. It's very weird looking and kind of dark and stuff, but I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. So Happy Hell Night. And yes, if you saw that real quick, it does have Darren McGavin in it in a small role, which definitely bumps up the entertainment factor on this movie. But I find this movie entertaining, slightly creepy too, and it's mainly because of that guy right there. see that black-eyed dude with the scalpel? That that guy is freaking creepy. Um, I'm trying to remember who that guy exactly was. In fact, let me see if I can figure out who that was. And Happy Hell Night, again, is one that you don't hear a lot of people talk about. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if people just don't know about it. This one came out in 1991. Um, let me see if I can figure out. Charles Cragen plays Malice. And he was also in True Lies, Bullets Over Broadway, and Slaughter of the Innocents, to name a few. Um, that may be. So he was in Happy Hell Night, Shadows and Fog, Daybreak, which was a TV movie, Slaughter of the Innocents, True Lies, and Bullets Over Broadway. And I don't know if he just got out of the business or he passed away. I'm not really seeing a lot about him other than those few movies he was in. But he definitely is creepy in this movie. And before he kills people, he'll say things like no TV, no sex, no kidding. And that might become monotonous to people and they think, yeah, that's kind of cheesy. But I kind of liked it. So we're told that on October 31st, 1963, 7 members of the Phi Delta Kappa fraternity, and we see this in flashbacks. And evidently, Darren McGavin was the instigator in this because he was going to college at that time. And I believe Sam Rockwell, who we talked about when we talked about the Green Mile, plays the young version of Darren McGavin in the flashbacks. So 7 members of the Phi Delta Kappa fraternity were found brutally mutilated following an occult ritual inside the Winfield Mausoleum. So the sole suspect, depraved priest Zachary Malice, was immediately locked away in a state asylum. Okay, yeah, that's very familiar. That's been in a ton of movies. So 25 years later, that's another, hallmark of these types of movies. A fraternity hazing prank goes terribly wrong and the psychotic ghoul escapes. And by fraternity prank going wrong, I mean we are introduced to Darren McGavin's 2 sons in this. One who is already part of the fraternity and has a girlfriend, and his brother who is messing around with his older brother's girlfriend. They've been messing around for a while. And when the older brother finds out about it, he basically punches his younger brother in the face and sends him on this hazing activity with another pledge to the fraternity. So they get told they have to go to the asylum and they have to take a picture of this guy. Well, things go wrong, and one of the guys ends up getting his hand cut off, and the one guy's brother, hops on his motorcycle and manages to escape and comes back to the college to tell them, we're all in big trouble because this guy's just escaped. So now the co-eds of Winfield College will once again face the bloody horror and learn the shocking truths of Happy Hell Night. So not only do we have Darren McGavin, we have Georgia Fox, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, of CSI, Ted Clark from Wrong Turn, and Sam Rockwell from the Green Mile and Poltergeist. But don't expect to see Sam Rockwell very much. He is mainly in the flashback sequences. And it's been rarely seen according to Code Red when they put this out. But you've got your typical gratuitous nudity and gore galore, and I agree with both of those things. Code Red did put this out, and it looks pretty good. And Code Red pretty much had a reputation for having uneven releases. Some of their releases would be great, others not so much. You get sparkler head like you did in the Redeemer and stuff like that. But man, again, I have so much fun with this movie every time I watch it. Yeah, is it your typical slasher per se? Does it have all those hallmarks and cliches or whatever you want to call them? Yes, it does. But I think that adding this super creepy killer to the mix, and an unusual, he's unique to me, and he has those solid black eyes. He looks like the robot women on Stepford Wives, and I always thought that before they switch them completely over to robots, that is. And I always found that very creepy too. Hey, Coco. Coco says, I saw a little bit of this movie a year or so ago on Pluto. I didn't stick it out, not because I didn't like it. Not sure why I didn't finish it. Well, maybe you'll want to go back, Coco, and, after hearing me talk a little bit about it, and you might want to go back when you got time and watch it. But it's great to see you back in here again. I'd miss seeing you. So, guys, I can probably stay on here a few more minutes. Well, let me give my rating for this one first before I go to anything else. I'm also going to have to give this one 5 deadites out of 5 just because, again, I have so much fun with this one. I have so much fun with both of these films. Hence, I got to give them 5 deadites out of 5. Now, again, a lot of people might not agree with me on that, and that's fine. We're all going to have different ideas about what makes a movie great, right? And a lot of stuff concerning horror movies is subjective anyway. So you can take these ratings and these reviews and stuff that I give with a grain of salt. In fact, I urge you to seek these movies out on your own in a for free version, mind you, and watch them for yourself and see what you think of them. Some of them you're gonna hate, some of them you're gonna be like meh, some of them you will love. But that's all part of this Terror Time tea is introducing or reintroducing people to films that either one they may have not watched in a while, or like Coco, they for whatever reason they didn't finish something up. It may encourage them to go back and finish it up. Or if you've never seen it before, we'll encourage you to seek out a for free version so you can see what in the heck is Dana talking about. Coco says, I like fun, and hi there, BSN. Hope you guys have been well. And I've been doing pretty good, Coco. I hope you have been well too. Everybody's been kind of worried about you, but I did, I don't want you to feel like I was lurking on your Facebook page, but I saw that you had been posting things on there. So I thought, well, Coco's okay. I'm not going to bother her by, messaging her right now or anything like that. I figure she'll come back when she feels like it or has time to, because I know life gets busy for all of us. And it gets busy for me. In fact, I get told I'm doing too much a lot of times, and that I'm going to burn myself out. But oh, I didn't even know you reversed the. That shows you where my head's at, Coco. Coco says SBN. Sorry. Um, I think I think we all get like that a little bit sometimes, Coco. So don't feel bad. I'm sure Batman wasn't offended by that. Um, but I guess I'll stay on here till 12:35, and then I'm going to start preparing for the 1 o'clock stream, 1 o'clock Eastern time, where, like I said earlier, I'm going to be premiering a new segment or a new stream on the channel, Friday Foolish, with me and Candace. And like I said, this is going to be basically an intro show. It doesn't mean you can't ask us questions, like I said, about books or music, movies, and stuff like that. Um, but it's mainly going to be an introduction debut show. Okay. And allow me and Candace to get settled in, get comfortable with the new segment and all of that. And then I'll try to come up with some themes for future streams. But like I said, I'll stay on here for a couple more minutes in case anybody wants to bring anything up or ask me anything, or um, give suggestions for movies that you might like to see me review, or watch alongs you'd like to see me do. You say it sounds cool. Well, thank you, Coco. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that, a lot of people seem to be excited about it. Candace is excited about it. I'm excited about it. And we're moving onward and upward. And it only gets brighter the further up we go. And so I was trying to think. Oh, I'm going to try to get that scheduling system where you can watch a little video that's showing the schedule for the upcoming week. I got to figure out how to do that first. But as soon as I figure it out, I will be sure to put it up as a video on the channel, so that at a glance you can check and see what's coming up for the week, including what am I doing watch alongs on, what am I doing movie munchies on, if we have a theme for the Friday Foolish, what's that theme going to be, and all of that. So that you guys won't be totally in the dark. Now, people that come in here on a regular basis, usually I give them a heads up on what's coming up. But, I wanted to have this scheduling thing in place because I think it'd be cool and it'd be a little bit easier. People won't have to wait on me to do a stream to find out what's coming up. That is correct, Coco. The sun never sets on those who ride into it. And we're going to definitely ride into that sun. But it is now 12:35, and I'm going to take a little break before me and Candace hop on here for the debut episode of Friday Foolish. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and listening to me talk about Ghost House and Happy Hell Night. And I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for now, but I will see you guys in a few. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday, and I hope to see many of you, if not all of you, here in just a bit. Take care.